So one thing you touched on, technology
Yes.
and kids and sex. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, it's not great. It's not great. This is another incentive for parents to get in front of the conversation. So it's not great for several reasons. One, the algorithms attached to TikTok and Instagram jump really quickly. And so if your child likes a picture of a girl and then likes a picture of a girl with a bikini, we're one algorithm away from something that's potentially pornographic. Whether that's fair or not, that's really the way the algorithms are
Wow.
running. And so they are being not only because I have parents that will tell me like for that stuff. Okay, but listen, maybe they're not, but that stuff is looking for them unintentionally,
Good point.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's one piece. Secondly, for anyone that has children that are sort of coming of age, that are looking at pornography, and again, I know every parent says mine isn't. Oh, okay, yours isn't, but probably they
Whatever.
right, exactly. We need to be teaching them that that is adult entertainment and it is not indicative of real sex. So part of what we're seeing because of such early pornography watching, like I said, not only delayed ejaculation and erectile dysfunction in younger and younger males and a preference towards non-partnered sex, but we're
Wow.
seeing both males and females have false expectations of what sex looks like or should be. And this is, I think, very true for girls, right? Because you see girls in pornography and they're getting off really really fast and they're
Yeah.
all the things that is not necessarily indicative of real life sex. And
Right.
so teaching them that this is something that people use as a tool for arousal, but that it's not real. Again, not dissimilar to the way we would watch an action movie, but that's not really how you jump out of a plane, right? Like it is for entertainment purposes. They need to be able to make the distinction. And so letting them know that is very important. And for those that have teenage children that are, I don't know whether they're going to cop to watching porn or not, but I think that if you have children probably between the ages of 15 and 18, you can bet that they are, and they're probably self-pleasuring using it. They cannot become solely dependent on it. So to really be willing to talk to your kids about the collateral damage that's associated with too much pornography intake too young.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know, sorry.
No, that's great. That's great. I mean, I think back to when I was growing up. I mean, it was if you wanted to see breast, you again National Geographic or
We're Playboy.
well,
If
yeah,
you're
one of your
lucky
friends'
enough.
dads had
Right,
a subscription and kept it under the bed or in the bathroom or
right.
whatever, and you would go and steal it, and hopefully they didn't come home from work before you and like four other guys
That's right.
gathered around looking at it, so
Totally. And
and all the
capturing a
giggles.
mental image and
Yeah,
capturing a
yeah,
mental image
yeah,
and being able to take that mental image back to your bathroom, right?
yeah,
Here's what's
yeah.
happening now. People are watching pornography, and for anyone that's ever
There
watched
you
it,
go.
right, you know how you watch it, either on a handheld device or an iPad or whatever. And you click really quickly and you watch what you want to watch for what, 30 seconds, 50 if I'm being generous, right? And then you click to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah.
And what is happening and why you're seeing delayed ejaculation increase in males is because they are holding their ejaculation patterns to exactly what they want to get off on, right? They're looking for that exact thing that they want to come to. And so we're creating sort of this tailor-made network to arousal ejaculation that doesn't translate to partnered sex. So like you're talking about the old school Playboy, and then you'd hold that mental image and you'd hope that it was clear enough for the next month or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, we're not holding a mental image for longer than 30 seconds. Even if you had a video when you were younger, it was VHS, right? You either watched it or you got up and you press fast forward. We're creating almost like a sexual attention deficit here, right? Where we just can't focus on anything for too long. And anything that you want to see, you can see and then ante up and see new content attached to that, which, listen, as an idea to keep things fresh is super fun and exciting. I think porn is great for a lot of people, so I don't want to get super down on porn. I think, though, as a sole reliance on it, or particularly for younger generation, if it's not watched in moderation, we're seeing the numbers aren't lying, the research isn't lying. We're seeing younger and younger males that are showing a harder time getting aroused or maintaining an erection or an ejaculation with partnered sex, because you go to have a partnered sex and it's not the same network. It's not the same positions. It's not the same noises. It's not as rapid fire. I mean, partnered sex is very cool in its own right, but it is not what you've been training your brain to have a response to. And so you're seeing sort of a splice in arousal response.
I had no idea it was so damaging for both males and females. I
Yeah.
had
And
no
again,
idea.
it's also awesome, right? I in moderation and used in the A correct sounds very certain, but
how is a kid, an adolescent, a youth, how are they to know what's moderation? Right?
correct. They're not, which is why it's incumbent on us to talk to them about what they should and shouldn't be looking at, or just teaching them the consequences, right? And so, you know, as a parent, you're a dad, I'm a mom. Half of parenting is teaching them the consequences to their actions. It doesn't matter what action. It can be a benign action. Not studying for a test means you're not going to do it, right? So some of this is also just about teaching them that sex, masturbation, pornography, dating, it all has consequences, and we need to help them connect to the consequences. With sex, it's really important because you're fighting pleasure, right? And so,
Right.
you know, when people, especially young people, first discover what it means to have that kind of pleasure, wow, it's amazing, right? It's amazing. And so getting them to understand that with that amazingness, there's also really big consequences and really big responsibilities. That's our job. That's part of our job, is to help them connect that this is awesome and pleasurable and very cool and feels amazing. But boy, does it come with consequences.